my last pain. It's with some minor regret I know we won't meet again.
Hello, I've just spotted a spelling error in my opening titles. It says filmed around the world, and it's supposed to say and in my living room, but it doesn't. It says lifing room. And what's really, really annoying about the lifing room, the file, I made a deliberate effort to keep the files so I could update them fairly regularly. And then my computer got full and I deleted what looked like a quarter of a terabyte of data, and it included all the data for that, so I can't even redo it. I can't be bothered to be honest. I'll do them every year. I'll do a new title sequence every year, so there'll be a new one for January, assuming I get enough footage between now and then to film it. Anyway, hello. I don't know if anybody's watching. Let me have a look on the app on my phone. I've got a little confession to make. I have already done a bit of writing today. I met up with some friends in a writing group that I'm a part of, and sometimes when I'm writing out on location I'll record it even when I don't live stream it, but I didn't feel it was right to record, all their audio, because obviously we had conversations and stuff. I didn't want to record all their audio, and didn't feel that was right. So I have written some words today. Quite a lot of them actually. I've written almost the target that I want to get to. So I'm going to move over to my other screen. So I'm still writing my The Bill Doctor Who crossover. It's set during the 1985 season of Doctor Who and the 1985 season of The Bill. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to do before that. I'm going to do something tomorrow it'll be now, that I haven't done in a very long time. So I quite like music, and recently I've started listening to the top 40 on Spotify. And, if I really like an artist, I will buy the CD. But for the very first time in, I couldn't tell you how many years, today I bought a vinyl LP that I haven't heard. So I have bought, my vinyl collection is steadily growing, but it's all old album stuff that I've already owned on CD or download, and they've become available as re-releases on vinyl, so I've decided to buy them. But today I actually bought the new Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark album, which is called Bauhaus Staircase. Look, you can actually see me reflected, look, on there, so that's a bit rubbish. Or to see how vain I am, you can even see the big telly that's not in sync at all, because I've just... it's a bit strange. Anyway, so this is the Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark album, and I literally haven't even taken the cellophane off yet, so let's just open it up. Now, I do own two, from a long time, from the 90s I think, I do own two Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, OMD, albums. One of them's the one, I can't remember what they're called. One of them's one that's got Walking on the Milky Way on it, and the one after that. So probably when they were past that, I mean, they're really popular. I don't know when they were really popular. Anyway, so this is, now I've taken the wrapping off, that's not quite so bad. So this is called Bauhaus Staircase, and inside it you have, and inside that you have a record. Isn't that, I'm so sad, but isn't that just a lovely thing? For those of you who don't know what this is, what's the best way to describe it? It's like a giant flat MP3. And look, there's a reflection of me, but it's not in sync again. That's so weird. So that's the reflection of me on the telly, which is weird, but there's a reflection of me on there, which is exactly in time. Well, almost. Anyway, so it's like a giant flat MP3. They're a little, well, I'm sure you know how it works. But yeah, I'm genuinely looking forward to listening to that because I've not heard the album. I've heard a single from the album, possibly 2 tracks from the album. The title track, Bauhaus Staircase, and another one that begins with V. Let's look at the list on here. Verushka. So I've heard side 1, track 1, and side 1, track 6, but I haven't heard the rest of it. So tomorrow I am going to listen to this for the first time, and the first listen will be on vinyl, which is quite cool. I haven't done that. As I say, I do listen to vinyl, but it's the first time I've bought a new album that I haven't heard before on it, and I am really looking forward to doing that. So I shall put that there carefully. And yeah, so I'm writing my Doctor Who The Bill crossover. I did write quite a few words today, I'm afraid, at the meeting. As I say, there's a side of me that in the olden days I'd have just recorded it and chucked it on here as an upload. But that would have meant asking everybody's permission, and if they talked, they'd have ended up in it. So I decided not to. So I wrote about 1,300 words, I think. About 1,300 words. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to switch to my typing view. And we will see, I think let me just put this on here. We'll see what I need to do. So when it all comes up on the screen. Perfect. Right, so you can see my NaNoWriMo target is 3,334. So to achieve an average of 1,667 per day, I need to hit 3,334 by the end of today. That means I'll have written more yesterday and less today. If I write 1,667 today, that'll take me to 3,521. So I need to achieve that. And to be honest, I kind of want to exceed it. I do. I don't know why, I just do. So I'm just going to get my notes up on the screen here. I could put them on there actually. No, let me put them on here. Hang on, let me just... But they don't need to fill up your bit of the screen, so I shall just put them here. So they're behind the image of me a bit. There we go. So they're out of the way. I can see them, but you can't because you've got the image of me. Anyway, so let's just read the bit I wrote today in case you did watch it yesterday. "We are going to be the guests of Mr. and Mrs. Davies," said Dashwood. He glanced down at what Martilla was wearing instead of her uniform, a smart business suit. "Nice skirt, Viv," he said, glancing down at her legs. "Nice skirt, Viv," he said, glancing down at her legs. Shut up, Mike. The end of the house had just... Oh, I've changed them from Davies to Mullins, so let's make them Mullins. Hang on. "We're going to be the guests of Mr. and Mrs. Mullins," said Dashwood. He glanced at what Martella was wearing instead of her uniform, a smart business suit. "Nice skirt, Viv," he said, glancing down her legs. Shut up, Mike. The end of the house had just moved his car into a street round the corner so that the CID pool car that Mike Dashwood and Viv Martella arrived in could be parked immediately in front of the house that they were conducting the observation from. It'd be useful if they had to follow anyone in a hurry. The front door opened just as the owner of the house huffed up the path. "I parked it by Mrs. Davies. I parked it by Mrs. Davies." "She's away for the week," said Mr. Mullins as he waddled slowly up the path. His wife, who looked possibly more ancient than him, smiled as she pushed the door fully open. Both of them were wearing thick lensed glasses and matching jumpers. Dashwood fixed a rictus on his face. He could smell the hall carpet from the steps, from where he was standing. It's better. "Come in, officers," said Mrs. Mullins rather too loudly. Dashwood rolled his eyes and stepped hurriedly through the door before Mrs. Mullins could shout anything else about them into the street. He glanced behind him and to the left. Mercifully, there was no sign of anybody in the scrap metal dealership across the road. The four of them were soon ascending the stairs. Mike tried not to look down at what was on the carpet that was causing his shoes to stick to it. The room the Mullins led them to was the spare bedroom in front of the house overlooking the street. Clearly nobody had been in there for a while. There was a thick layer of dust on all the surfaces, but it did not smell as foul as the hallway. Viv pulled a pair of binoculars from her handbag and pushed the dark grey net curtain to one side. The Mullins were still standing on the threshold of the door. Mrs. Mullins smiled. "Can I get either of you a cup of tea?" she asked. "Yes, please," said Martell without thinking. Mike stared at her in disbelief. "No, thank you," he said. Mrs. Mullins started walking down the stairs, so Dashwood smiled politely at her husband and closed the door. He turned to his colleague. "You're not going to drink anything she makes, are you?" "Hush a moment," interrupted Viv. "Sergeant Russell has arrived." Dashwood peered out of the window to see Russell carrying because we've already established the town holdall, opened the black metal gate and slipped unobtrusively into the yard as a thick-set bald man climbed into the gold car parked in front of the yard. To drive it away. "That's Griffiths. The man he just spoke to is Lytton." Martell lowered the binoculars. "Terry looks really bloody nervous." Dashwood raised his eyebrows at her. "Well, wouldn't you?" "Hold on." Dashwood was looking towards the other end of the street. So I was talking when I wrote this, so there's going to be the odd thing that isn't quite. "Well, wouldn't you?" He looked down at the yard and narrowed his eyes. "Hold on." He looked to the other end of the street. A pair of police officers were walking towards the front gate of the scrap metal dealer. "That's torn it." Martell's open wide. "Shit, what do we do?" "Well, they're not ours," declared Dashwood as he pulled the radio out of his pocket. "Do you recognise them?" "No," replied Biv. "They're heading straight to the yard." "Bloody hell." Dashwood hit the button on his radio. "Oscar, this is Oscar 5. Urgent message. Can you get through to Barton Street and tell the officers on Grafton Street to clear off? They could mess everything up." "They seem to be hovering about outside the yard," said Martella. "They've not gone in." "I'll call them now, Mike," came June Ackland's voice over the radio. Dashwood looked across at the policeman. "What are they doing?" Martell looked back at him. "Not much. They're just standing there." Dashwood looked down at his radio. "Come on, June, get a move on," he said through gritted teeth. "They're moving away. Just in time too. Griffiths is coming back on foot. He must have dumped the motor." The radio crowd things like "Oscar to Oscar 5. Dashwood grabbed the radio again. "Mike here, June. Just been on to Barton Street. They said there are officers in the area. Burns already warned them to keep out of the way." Dashwood shook his head and took the binoculars from Martella. "Then who the bloody hell are they?" Half an hour later, Galloway was pacing up and down in Brownlow's office. "We need to find out if anyone in the area is running some kind of operation. There are 2 unidentified uniform officers running around in Grafton Street. If they're not careful, they're going to balls everything up." "What's the exact state of play now?" asked Brownlow. Ted's on the radio to Mike. Ted's on the radio to Mike. "The officers went away, but they seem to have come back. They're hanging around outside the yard." "Could they be part of Lytton's operation?" "It's possible, yes. They're definitely not from Barton Street, and they say..." And it says that nobody else has Running Anne. Oh! Don't want that. In the area. Brownlow drummed his finger on the desktop. I put feelers out to see if anything else is going on. I've got a bad feeling about this, said Galloway, walking over to the window, then back to the door again. Roy, will you please sit down? Snapped Brownlow. You're making me nervous. Shall I check in with Ted again? Yes, said Brownlow, said the chief superintendent there. Yes, said the chief superintendent. Why didn't you do that? There was a knock on the door and Sergeant Ted Roach pushed it open. Gov, the identified uniforms have gone into the yard. Viv says at least one of them has a gun. Shit, said Roy. I'll get on the blower and get SPG in there now. They're on standby and not far away. Yes, Brownlow picked up the phone again. That should be do it. Brownlow picked up the phone again. You'd better get down there and join them and find out what the hell is going on. By the time Galloway over to Grafton Street, it was over. Dashwood and Martell were already liaising with the Special Trigger Inspector, a thick-set man with a no-nonsense attitude. Dashwood glanced up at the windows they'd been watching from earlier. The net curtain had been thrown back and Mr. and Mrs. Mullins were peering down at them. What's happened, Mike? Asked Galloway as he leapt out of the car. Not much, replied Dashwood. Not now, anyway, shook his head. We have 2 white males dressed in police uniforms. Neither of them are armed. One is handcuffed to certain industrial scales in the yard. The other is in the sewer close to where someone has smashed their way through the floor of the yard. Dashwood swallow. They're both dead, Gov. Dead? Yeah. We checked the numbers. Uniforms were stolen last year and never recovered. Definitely not legit coppers. Galloway groaned. Were they shot? Dashwood said, that's the odd thing. There's no sign of injury on either of them. Pathologist in here, so I hope he will find something we missed. Any sign of Russell? Dashwood looked thoughtfully and shook his head. No, Gov. SPG had run a quick sweep of the immediate area by the entrance to the sewer, but they don't want to get lost down there. They haven't gone in deep as. Waiting on a map and a specialist from Thames Water. Hells bells, Goshook said. I bet the chief super know what's going on. Gov? Dashwood looked pensive. What is going on? Galloway frowned. I haven't got a bloody clue. Martell, you better get back to Sunhill before I get grief from Cryer. Are we needed anymore? Asked Dashwood. Am I needed anymore? Asked Dashwood. No. Go on then, Viv. So Dashwood pointed at the car. I'll run you back. He looked back at Galloway, who's deep in thought. Gov? Yes, Galloway snapped. Sure, it'll be fine. I hope so, Michael, said Galloway quietly. I hope so. Now, What's it doing? Oh, I've done something weird to the... So that's better. That's better. So there's a time lag delay. There we go. Right. Right, what I need to do now... oh, hello, fancy seeing you here, indeed. I need to take a little moment away, actually, because I need to find out... Actually, I might be able to find out what happened on Wikipedia. There's two characters. The character I'm about to... that they've just found the body of was killed by a Cyberman, and I think... he was strangled or bashed in the head or something. It's a lot quieter here. Yes, it is a little bit. Well, there isn't a historian trying to get my attention. Hang on. I need to go to Wikipedia or something. Right. Doctor Who Wikia. How are you getting on with your writing? Is it coming back? Except this one. Do you mean me? Yeah, how's it going? Are you back in the groove? Have you requisitioned your groove yet? Right, TARDIS Wikia. Oh, okay, did you have dinner? I had a hideous dinner of allegedly carbohydrate-free spaghetti. It smelled like fish spaghetti. It was disgusting. I was not impressed. Right then, so let's see if I can find information on the character that died in Attack of the Cybermen, Mr. Payne. Joe Payne. Was he called Joe? I'm gonna have to change that. He was never. Okay. Payne. Killed by a Cyberman. Okay, head trauma then we'll say. Well, I've nearly hit my first target. In that case, I guess I need to get Griffith's first name from here as well. Again, not... Oh no, not there. There. Griffiths. Charlie, okay. Okay. So books I took her advice and plotted. Okay, well, I think it's interesting to know a bit more about her because, I mean, it's not bad that she's an enigma, but as we get to know more and more about everybody else, she's such an important character. But yeah, no, that's good. I'd be interested to find out what they are. If she's a hobby, if she's a taxidermist, I shall not be impressed. There's no sign of Charlie Griffiths, Lytton, or Terry. Now I need to find out a bit more about Russell, don't I? But I might ignore that because the novelisation might... No, Russell. Not Russell T. Davis. Russell. Let's type in Attack of the Cybermen. Oh, that's good. What's it doing now? What? Freaking hell. No. A surname. Vincent Russell. Oh, that's the character. Now let's see what. Detective Sergeant Vincent Russell. Okay, well I said he was a detective sergeant, so that's all right. Yeah, this is the character that the Doctor Who character who I'm saying is also a Sun Hill officer. Anyway. Shall I go with that name? Because he was only named in the novel, he wasn't named in the... Ah, fine. Okay, that's fine. Just remembered a detail that I forgot. Sit down. Good, Bob, sit down. It's done as well, but good news. I'm always in the clear. Some information about what happened last week, and it turns out there's no planning contingency for what has happened. Yes, the ground up, and no, in this room we can't even tell why what I'm about to tell you. I had a call from a branch of the United Nations. I've been informed that they wish to repatriate Russell's body tonight. We need to make a formal identification after we've made. You're flying through your... Yes, I'm doing all right. I'm not going to do much more tonight, but yes, I've exceeded both of my targets for today. So my nano target of 3334 and my daily target. Yeah. I see. There we go. I think that will do me for tonight. That's another 1,000 words this evening, and I wanted to do a minimum of 200, and I did that. How are you getting on? Is anybody else watching? I've just realised I haven't got the screen up that tells me how many people are watching. Oh, blimey, how many emails have I got? Yeah, I'm going to head to bed, I think. Yeah, I'm done, definitely. But that's further than I thought I would get today, actually. In fact, I think today I have written... Let me just do the old maths. Have I got a calculator here somewhere? Oh yeah, I've done quite a lot of extra words today. Where's my calculator on this computer? I'm sure I've got one. Oh, there we go. So I've written a total of 41,053 words. Yesterday I'd written 1,854. So today I've written 2,299. Oh, I've only written one more. So let's update that. Oh, wrong button. 2299. Where were you writing? Waterstones, Milton Keynes-ish. How are you writing on a laptop? I probably did about, I'll say I did about 2.5 hours worth. It's a bit difficult to work out the timings because... Okay, so 4153, does that add up to everything else? Yeah, pretty much. Well, but that puts me, if we look at my NaNoWriMo graph, I'm actually ahead of this one, but, oh yeah, you can just about see, if I zoom into the graph and drag it off that way. So I'm slightly, the blue line is what I have done, or the green line is what I have done. Oh, you can't see it because I'm on the wrong screen. So the green line is what I've done, and the grey line is what I was supposed to. So I should be on 3333 today, and I'm on 4153. So that's not bad. And I've quite enjoyed writing it again today. That little bit I just wrote there actually made me a little bit emotional, which, given I didn't create any of the characters, is bloody stupid. Never mind. Right, so if my target for tomorrow is 5,000 words, but we shall see. Right, so that's me done for today. Thank you very much. I hope you got something done as well. I am enjoying it. The problem is this was the story that I had the most ideas about. And I need to. I've got to. So this one is basically a Doctor Who story that just happens to involve the Bill. The next one I'm going to write is a Bill story that just happens to involve Doctor Who. So yeah. Yeah, so good luck. When is it you're going away? It's tomorrow, isn't it? So you're not working tomorrow. So I guess you're going to struggle to get much done over the weekend. Yeah. Oh, well, enjoy. Back Sunday. Yeah, I guess you're going to struggle. Sunday. Oh, it's a new day of the week. I hadn't heard of that one. Yeah, I guess you'll probably struggle to get much done between now and then, but that's fine. I need to get slightly ahead. I'm going to try and do a bit in the morning and then Sunday, so it's just Saturday won't be doing anything. Oh, okay. Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, no, tomorrow I shall get something done. It's going to be the day I fly that I'm going to struggle, but then after that I should be okay. But I might even have a day in hand by then, which would be quite nice. So, although I'd really like to do something every day, even if it's like 10 words. All right, anyway, let me call that back up. Take care. Enjoy your weekend away. Yeah, good luck, and let me know how it all goes. And I shall be back at some point tomorrow. Take care, Tani. Take care, everybody else who is or isn't watching. And, yep, See you all soon. Bye.